If I told you a candidate for county sheriff chased another man down, ran his vehicle off the road, and then shot him dead in cold blood, would he get your vote? This is not a parlor game. This actually happened a year ago in Arkansas. On that night, Aaron Spencer was desperately looking for his 14-year-old daughter. Police said that she had been stalked repeatedly and raped at 13 by a 67-year-old man named Michael Fossler. And that night, his daughter was missing. When the girl's father spotted the suspect driving down a dirt road with his daughter in Fossler's front seat, he took off after him, understandably. That driver had more than 24 stalking and sex crime charges pending, involving both the child in his truck and another girl. Somehow, Michael Fossler was out and about that night because he was free on a mere $50,000 bond that he had no trouble posting, and it seems he had no trouble violating a no-contact order either. And so, police say, the girl's dad, Aaron Spencer, ran him off the road and shot him dead and got his daughter. That dad himself is now free on bond and campaigning. That's his campaign picture. He's campaigning to become the new sheriff, despite a looming second-degree murder trial this coming January. But in his video announcement, he says it is not about revenge against the sheriff who arrested him.
This campaign isn't about me. It's about every parent, every neighbor, every family who deserves to feel safe in their homes and safe in their community. It's about restoring trust, where neighbors know law enforcement is on their side, and families know that they will not be left alone in a moment of need.
So next March, this man, Aaron Spencer, is going to stand in the Republican primary for sheriff of Lone Oak County in Arkansas. He threw his hat in the ring just last week. And while he has pleaded not guilty to the murder count, he's not exactly running away from what happened the night of October 8th, 2024. The incumbent sheriff, John Staley, tells NewsNation, and I quote, "My motto has been and will continue to be, do what's right, not what's easy. Doing what's right isn't always popular." And I cannot wait to hear my next guest and her take on all of this, because Tarlika Nunez-Navarro is a former judge. She's also a former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney who's now the dean of the St. Thomas University College of Law. Judge, so good to have you. What is your first impression of Aaron Spencer's case?
Ashleigh, when you think it just can't get any weirder and weirder, every time I see you, we have another case that we're shocked at. You know, it's just a man that is defending his daughter, goes out, finds his daughter in a truck with a sexual predator, rams him, shoots him, kills him, is on trial for murder, will be tried in January, and at the same time is running for sheriff. It's almost mind-blowing. And as a defense attorney, it's crazy, because when I put my defense attorney hat on and I think about, you know, possible venue relocation, this is not good for him, because, you know, the community is going to know him. They're going to recognize him. The voir dire is going to last longer. You're not going to find jurors who are going to be unbiased, and it's going to be good for the prosecution when their case is moved to another venue. So as a defense attorney, this is not a good idea.
Well, so I'm looking ahead to that trial, and if there were ever a trial where I could, in the crystal ball, see a case for jury nullification, it's this one. And for those who are new to this program or new to true crime, jury nullification is when a jury looks at the guy and says, yeah, he did it, but I ain't going to convict him. That's what I foresee likely happening in this case. And then I want to transfer that to the actual campaign, because if the notion out there is any parent would do the same thing, could this actually help him win? Like the campaign.
Of course. I mean, name recognition, getting out there, all of this, new defendants become micro celebrities. We're seeing more and more of it, just like your previous case with Luigi. We're seeing it time and time again. Of course, it's going to help his campaign, but is it going to help his murder charge? No, like I said, and jury nullification, you know, judges don't like it. We don't like to talk about it. We don't like to encourage it. We have to have rule of law. We have to have accountability in our system. If we all go out there and we take the law into our own hands, it's going to cause a breakdown in our judicial system.
So quick last answer here, but I got to ask it. If he prevails as sheriff and he prevails in his murder case through a not guilty plea or jury nullification, if that's the case, what does that say about, you know, implementing justice when he himself extrajudicially committed this murder allegedly now, but let's just sort of foresee that?
Well, if he is acquitted of this crime, then the system is essentially saying that he did not commit this crime, or the jury is saying, yes, the facts are there, but we are not going to commit him because we don't believe that the law should be upheld here. So then if that is the case, then the law is doing what the law is supposed to do. And the jurors, his peers, are acquitting him. And so he could realistically, yes, then run for sheriff, but then he would have to hold other people accountable. And if he's not really being held accountable for the crime that he has committed, can he really be a sheriff? And is that what we really want for our sheriffs? I don't know.
You know, as much as you say judges hate to hear about jury nullification, I think a lot of our viewers are kind of like hoping for it in this case, because I can hear them. I can hear them all through the screen right now saying, I'd have done it. And I got to be honest with you, Judge, I think I would have done it too if that was my baby in that car. Thank you for having this philosophical and, you know, extraordinarily important jurisprudential conversation. I look forward to our next talk.
Great to see you, Ashleigh. Have a good night.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.